Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Monday, April 18th, 2022. To all the locals, happy Patriots Day. It's a special day for us here back east in Massachusetts, as it's the running of the Boston Marathon. A race that we are glad that it's back on its day. It wasn't for a few years because of the pandemic, and obviously everyone remembers the Boston bombing. I was exactly 1 mile away from that, working for shoebuy.com, and a scary day where we weren't able to leave the building. And we finally could leave around 11:30 that night, and we come out of our building, and I got to take the T back to where I was staying. And the SWAT team's there, and they're asking you all kinds of questions. And it's a day that I will never forget. And scary, scary times. And glad that we're back. Glad that Boston, as David Ortiz says, no one's bleeping with this city. And it was a great, great day, and a day that, again, I will never forget. And what's so special also about this day is the Red Sox first pitch at around 11:05. Another, Rich Hill is pitching, and I was on a national show a couple of weeks ago, and I said that it was presented. I was talking about the back end of the Red Sox rotation, and geez, do I have egg on my face right now? Michael Walker has been pitching great, and Rich Hill is pitching today. And his dad just passed away at the last Friday, I think, at the age of 40. The age of 92, and he ran the marathon for 37 years. And Rich is pitching today, so it will be a special day for him. I'm wishing him and the Red Sox nothing but the best today. And the first pitch is at 11:05. Shout out to our man. We have our very own Kiefer Magic behind the scenes today. I couldn't be happier as he has joined the ECSI team. And he already knocked it out of the park on Friday as he did his magic. And boy, as you see, I'm still smiling ear to ear as our video from Thursday with Colton and Mr. Garrett Cole and Spider Tech went viral on TikTok. So thank you, Kiefer, for all that you do for the ECSI team there. Quick weekend recap for the week. The ECSI VIPs going into yesterday was literally up $9 for the week. Again, on our action parlay, we went 2-1. Can't get that last one home. And again, it was the hockey that got us. Two baseball games that it comes run into the window. Toronto first five with Manoa. You know my love for Manoa there. And the Rays, I love the spot. They scored 4 in the first, never looked back. In hockey, we had the Preds plus 105, 1-0 lead late first period. I was hoping to get that to the end of the period, send a quick alert, say, hey, St. Louis in the second period has just been phenomenal. And they scored late in the first period, and they scored 6 goals in the second period, and thanks for playing after that. Actually, 7 goals, I'm sorry. So that was it with that, but we had a great week overall. We finished the weekend strong, had a great Friday, had a great Saturday. I'm 2-1, but it was in that parlay. So enough with me, because I want to get right to that Red Sox game. It's starting in less than 30 minutes. I want Scott's opinion on that game. What he thinks of the breakdown. People that are watching and listening right now might be able to get an early advantage of where his eyes is. So enough from me. The man from the Palm Tree State himself, the one, the only, Mr. Scott E. Webb. Morning, Scott.
Morning, Jeff. It is a fine Monday morning here in Florida. So had a little bit of time at the pool yesterday, a little bit of suntan. I'm ready to go.
Before, I'm going to have you go over and reminisce about your week, how you did on Sunday, but seeing that we got a first pitch in less than 30 minutes, rotation number 913, 914, Dylan Bundy please don't call him Al, he said. And Red Sox with Rich Hill, an opening number that opened at 145, now 132, an opening under over of 9, which is now 8.5. This kind of reminds me. There's a few pitches I've said to fade. We talked about Bundy in his spring training that the numbers were down, and then he comes out guns a blazing and with a win. Sox won yesterday. What's your breakdown? What's your eyes? What's your gut feeling initially on this game?
I have when I come to do these games, one of the things that I do is the first point that I always try to remind myself is baseball games are won on offense a lot of times because that's a differentiator between teams. Pitchers can pitch, but hitters don't hit. And the Minnesota Twins have found themselves on my play against because of their offense team. And I would tell you that Boston's not on it one way or the other. They're not to play on or play off, so they're in the middle somewhere. So the Minnesota Twins have really struggled with offense. And, Byron Buxton is their MVP player. Byron Buxton got hurt, and he's not playing in these games. So I think that's a catalyst on their offense that is not there anymore, or just currently not there now. I don't know, how long he's going to be out. He's got a sore knee. It's not like he's, leg fell off and he's going to be out for the year. So hopefully they get him back because he's a catalyst to their offense for the Minnesota Twins fans. So I think there's a distinct advantage here for Boston in offense. And then if you start to match up the pitchers, you got Dylan Bundy, who has pitched many times against Boston because he was a Baltimore Oriole for a while. And he's faced them a lot of times. They've got, Bogarts has 30 at-bats against him. So that's a familiarity advantage for Boston. Now, nobody really for Minnesota has ever faced Rich Hill. So again, when you have these kind of matchups, when a pitcher has not been seen by the hitters before, it takes them a little bit, one or two at bats, just to even figure out what the heck he's throwing. I'm sure they got video and they can watch all that stuff. But when they see it live and then they look at what's going on, that's how they figure it out. And a guy like Rich Hill, he's not out there throwing 95 miles an hour, so the timing is already askew, meaning that he's going to go out there and throw an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and then he's going to throw this curveball that drops off the table. So he's going to mix that stuff around, and he's going to be old veteran-like and try to put the ball here and put the ball there, and he knows where to place it against these hitters. So edge to Boston here, bullpen-wise, edge to Boston here. Offense-wise, edge to Boston here. So the opinion that I would tell you is Bundy was off of a good start the last time out. That doesn't mean he's going to have a good start this time out. And most of the time it means he's not. And I would tell you that this is probably a good spot for Boston. And I think the number last time I saw Circus number was like 134. My line's like 115. So I think you're paying a little extra for Boston. But at the same time, I don't mind that in a sense that I think that Boston is the right side here.
Weekend in review, Discord channel. Hats off. We had some good communication. Again, tough weekend because it is a holiday Easter weekend. And overall, I'm happy where that's going. So again, thank you there. How'd you end up on Sunday? What are you seeing after the first 10 days of baseball? Likes, dislikes, players to look out for, pitchers to stay away, fade, or however you want to use for verbiage?
So the whole weekend started Friday, and Friday was a great day. I went 4-0 on Friday. Saturday, 0-2 to start today and 2-0 to finish today. So I went 2-2. Yesterday I went 1-1. So it kind of juiced out the weekend, but on Friday was a good day. My overall number since baseball started is plus 5.5 units, 19 and 12. So not terrible. When it comes to that, obviously I'd like to gap that a little bit more. But look, if you're a $100 player and you're up $550 in the first week of baseball, good for you.
And what I did too, I like to say a little housekeeping. What I did yesterday, so people don't think that I'm skewing numbers or whatever. In individual graded plays for myself to start the baseball season, we are 14-8-1. Okay, we are also now 4-0 on Sunday baseball. 2-0 last Sunday, 2-0 this Sunday. So technically, in our eyes, we are 18-8-1 here in the ECSI VIPs. How do you become a VIP? Very simply, you DM me, you DM Scott, or you go to our website at www.eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. You hit plans and pricing, and you scroll towards the bottom, and there it is, $2 a day, $59.99 a month, a gym membership. It's $2 a day. You go and look under your cushions. There's some quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. It's less than a Starbucks Venti coffee. That's how you join. Our Discord channel now is $10 a month. So it's 33 cents a day. And you can reach out to one of us as well to get on board there. What else, my brother?
Well, I think that there's some interesting things going on in Major League Baseball in terms of after the first week where you think teams are and where you think teams aren't. I think one of them is going to be the influx now of these New York Mets people that are going, Jesus, the Mets are going to rule the world over here. We're winning like crazy, which is true. And there's nothing wrong with them winning, and there's nothing wrong with supporting your team. The problem is if you're going to go and celebrate the idea that you just beat the Arizona Diamondbacks, you just beat the Philadelphia Phillies, who are predicted to be third in your division, and you beat the Washington Nationals, who are supposed to be last in your division, so be it. That's not, I mean, you face who you face, you beat who you're supposed to beat, and that's what they did. So I'm good with that. Okay. That doesn't mean they're going to be out there rock star city and be the best teams in baseball. They play the Giants this week, today. Giants are off to a good start. So that'll be a little bit better competition. It's maybe similar to what the Phillies were. But remember, the Giants are the third best team in the National League West. They ain't played anybody yet. So you got to start playing teams before you can sit here and tell me that you're the best team in baseball, or even in the National League for that matter. However, I will say that no matter where you end up, you cannot compare yourself to the Braves until Acuna is back on the Braves. And Acuna just started today his rehab assignment in the minor leagues. So that means he's roughly, 14 days out, maybe 10 to 14 days away. The end of this month, beginning of next month, that lineup looks a lot different for Atlanta. So then you can start telling me, okay, we went and kicked the crap out of the Braves, and we went and kicked the crap out of the Brewers and the teams that are the best teams in that division. And then you can start celebrating. I would also tell you that I was surprised at McGill so far. McGill's throwing the ball 95 to 96 miles an hour and just dominating teams in his first two starts. He goes again today. And I think that, the Mets are in a situation where it's an interesting spot because Cobb is pitching for the Giants. And that's a team that surprised me to this point. I thought they're more of a 500-ish type team, but they're not playing like a 500-ish type team. They're playing like they did last year. They are a team that shows up on the bet on offense. Okay, I never thought I would be putting them on the bet on offense list. And that's where they are. So you look at this stuff and you go, holy crap. Now, that stuff changes every day. That stuff changes all the time because I look at things in such a short measured amount of time because that's the way baseball works. You want to capitalize on the hot things that are going on, and offense is hot or cold. So you want to bet on hot offense. You want to bet against cold offense. So it's interesting, right? The Dodgers, right? The Dodgers are going to go out and win over 100 games now. Everybody's saying they're going to win 150 games. Okay, well, I don't think they're going to lose just 16 games. So the Dodgers are a great team, and they ain't even started hitting the ball yet, Jeff. And they're just dominating teams. Okay, well, they dominated the Cincinnati Reds that have nobody on the lineup right now. So that's not anything crazy. Now they get Atlanta. So we'll see how that goes, because here's a spot I like Atlanta a lot. Especially in the first, what was that? A note that I put down here. Atlanta on the run line today is actually minus 109. You can get Atlanta plus 1.5 runs and only pay minus 109.
It's so funny you said that, because I was eyeing that, and I, here usually the thought process is a pitcher coming off of a no hitter, stressed out, the mental part of it, and here's Kershaw coming off of a perfect 7 innings and only 80 pitches. But I'm glad you said that. I'm going to bring up the board as we speak, and I'm going to just say this, guys. Okay. The NBA over the weekend, and the public, the DGens, you can take your lap now. You can take your get the duck boats and the parades going. I mean, if you were betting the favorites, congrats. If you were betting the unders, congrats. I've never seen, and listen, I always talk about how sharp Vegas is. Okay, but when you got 6.5, Bucks was 6.5 or 7-point favorites first half yesterday, and guess what happens? Their opponent misses 3 shots within 3 feet, and at the buzzer, Giannis got a phantom foul against him and gets to hit a free throw. Phoenix was favored by 10 and a hook yesterday. They win by 11. It just how Vegas does it when it comes to the NBA, it just is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. They are so sharp. So I just been staying away. I think there's an overreaction right now. I mean, Philly was 5.5, 5. Now they're 7.5. Again, Utah against Dallas, 5.5. No Luka, or he's doubtful. Golden State, 7. So these are the game 2s. So, is it going to be 2-0 going back home, or is it going to be 1-1? Celtics win at the buzzer, but don't cover yesterday. In the major leagues, the ECSI eye test, just the eyes, looking at this, you talked about the Mets and McGill. He has been lights out his first 2 games, yet he only opened up minus 120. Beware of the Giants. Nola, I talked about at length yesterday. I thought there was a huge edge with Zach Wheeler in the front 5. Man, he got his tits lit up yesterday. Now Nola goes to Colorado. Colorado's raking. They are raking. So beware there. I would lean Nola first 5, but beware there. Manaea has been lights out. Here's San Diego, played in the late game. They're still home. In comes Cincinnati. You talked about Lodolo, his first time up wasn't that good. I assume you expect for a bounce back with Lodolo today. Noah versus Kershaw, I was right on where you are. I was looking at Atlanta first 5. The only thing that I got nervous with is the fact they played the late game, and now they fly to L.A., which, again, from San Diego to L.A. was a no-brainer. We talked about the Sox. In comes Bieber today against Keuchel. Bieber getting longer. His velocity still not where we want it. Only opened up at 115. There was now just a $10 jump at circa to 126. Keep an eye there. You talked about Lorenzen. In comes Lorenzen at Houston versus Garcia. Number that opened at 160, now 142. Again, trust, respect the opening numbers there. I would probably, honestly, might try to sneak in Houston first 5 there. Baltimore, Oakland, Montas has been great. I know you'll talk about Watkins there. And then your Rays that got us to the window yesterday. at the Cubbies against Hendricks. Hendricks, opening day, dog beats Milwaukee. He's a dog again today. Respect the opening line there. Opened at 145, now 134. I'd be coming back with Tampa there. But that's just the eye test, Scotty. The board's yours. Take it away.
All right. So you said you thought I want to talk about Watkins. So let's talk about Watkins for a minute. The Oakland A's have been a surprise team, in my opinion. They've played every game. They've played pretty tough. And they've played against stiff competition. I mean, they played the Rays. They just got outdone with the Orioles, so they did pretty good against the Orioles. And then I forget who the last team they played was, but they've been doing really well, right? So and very competitive. And Montas is their best pitcher. And I can sit here and tell you how great Minaya is, and he looks in a San Diego uniform. But here's what I am going to tell you. Montas is the better pitcher between Montas and Minaya. So yeah, they got rid of a great pitcher in Montas or in Minaya. They also got rid of a great pitcher in Bassett, but whatever. Anyway, so they play Watkins today, and the Orioles go flying out there. Got to feel good about themselves winning 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. And now they get out there and they're going to put Spencer Watkins out there. So I'm looking here, Jeff, at his last 7 starts. That includes his last start here that he faced Milwaukee on. And Milwaukee hasn't been hitting the ball. And in that game, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 runs. Okay, well, that ain't very good if you're getting hit by a team that ain't hitting. So that's number 1. Number 2, in every single one of these games, the lowest number of runs that he gave up was 4 in all 7 games. So he's only pitched 6 innings once in all of those games. So he's given up 4, 5, 6, or 7, or in this case, he pitched against the Angels, gave up 8 runs in 2 innings. Look, this guy's got he gets crushed every time he goes and pitches. Just every single time. He might as well be like a softball pitcher and just underarm up there and let those guys bash the shit out of it, because that's what he does. He just sits there and lets them do that. So the trouble with figuring this out is that okay, it's minus 180 or some crap. So then you're going to have to flip it, and you're going to have to go, do I play the run line here, or do I play the first 5 here, or however you want to look at it? That's the only way to get into the game. But whatever you do, I think that you're going to be right. So if you pitched, if you did the 1.5, great. If you did the half a run, great. And again, this is that home team leverage. So first 5, you don't lose that at bat, and then the full game you might. So anyway, I thought it was just interesting you brought up his name, so I wanted to give you that information. When it comes to some of the other things,
I'm just going to interject. I saw a lot of so-called sharps and experts yesterday on Manoah minus the 1.5. And again, I talked at length where I thought you're getting the pure edge with the Jays in the first 5. You're going to get the sharper side of Manoah, and the fact that you're guaranteed to 15 outs. What happens? Give up a run late in the back end, lands on 4-3. So anyone that played the Jays full game minus the 1.5 didn't get their at bats in the 9th, lands on 4-3 with the loss.
So I think there's some strategy that you got to look at in those games. And it's like I said, one of the things that I do is I make a list of, the top 5 offenses in baseball. And then if there's a couple that are kind of right close, I put them on that list. And those are teams I'm not really going to worry about too much in that, depending upon if they show up on the bad bullpen list that I have. So you got to just kind of watch where you go. Sometimes that stuff's just not lucky for you, or it breaks wrong. But I will say this. Looking at that San Francisco and New York Mets game, look at the total, Jeff.
6 and a hook. So what is this, Pedro versus Kershaw?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So guess who shows up on the top offensive teams? Both of them. The New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants. and the San Francisco Giants show up on a bad bullpen list. So what do you think this game is going to do? You think this game? I should check the weather, shouldn't I? See what the damn wind looks like. Hold on. I don't know that it's going to be windy out there, but we'll find out. Go to today and let's see what we got. There we go. Mets, 12 miles an hour wind, so it can't be something terrible. And it's a crosswind, or maybe it's a crosswind. So I don't think you got any wind issues one way or the other here, and it's not going to help. It's not going to hurt. But I will say this: I think 6.5 is too low. I think 6.5 is a number that shouldn't be 6.5. Give me the over in that game. So that was one of the ones. Now I know you said something about you liked Houston today.
I'm going to just interject for one thing. Some real late moves here. The Sox now up to 135 and 138 at South Point, 143 at William Hill. That's that late money steam trying to get you, I don't know, to follow the money. You're basically 17 minutes from first pitch. Now 145. So some late steam. Just be careful. Tread water. It's the first day of a new week. So a lot of people that didn't do their homework, they see this late steam. So on the Sox, so they're going to run to the window, bet the Sox. That was number one. Number two, Scott, I did say, Bieber is in red, meaning he was added today to start. Some corrected numbers now. Bieber minus 130 across the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, McKenzie was going to start today, and then Bieber was listed there because that was last night, and then I had to change my numbers this morning because I kept going, what the hell is going on with these numbers? And I'm like, oh, it's a different pitcher. So I had to fix that on my numbers. I have Cleveland minus 111. And that number is, what is it, 130 now, you said, or something? Yes. So look, Bieber's a much better pitcher than Keuchel is, but the White Sox are going to have, not currently have, going to have a much better offense than what Cleveland does. So maybe this is the right time. I don't know. Maybe how many times do you think you're going to be able to bet Bieber at minus 130 as a home favorite?
Through the month of April, and then come May, forget about it.
So there you go. I mean, maybe that's value that way. So another game I thought that stood out to me in a way to play it is that Houston and the Houston game, right? So the Angels in Houston, and everybody, well, if you've been watching, I was on the Angels almost every day against the Rangers, and they only lost once, so they did good against the Rangers. Now this ain't the Rangers, this is the Astros, so that's a different formula altogether. But I will tell you that the projection systems and the things that I look at and that stuff that helps guide me through a lot of this stuff have narrowed the gap now where, the Angels have started to catch the Astros. So the one thing I'm going to tell you is Luis Garcia is going to be a good pitcher. I don't think he's a good pitcher yet, but I think he's going to be a good pitcher. He's going to be one of the good pitchers, meaning that he's the top of the rotation kind of guy. And, they got Verlander, who just is amazing. I mean, he's just amazing. Misses 2 years and goes out there and throws no hitters and shit. And then you still got the other guy. What the heck's his name? He's hurt right now. He hasn't pitched this year. But anyway, you got him coming back. Mick something. Whatever his name is. Anyway, so you got that guy, and then you have Garcia here. Now Garcia, he's a younger guy. He's only 25 years old, and I think is trying to figure it out by learning how to win. That's his biggest thing. He pitches pretty well. He just doesn't figure out how to win. Now he's faced the Angels a lot because they're in the same division, and he's pitched against them all the time. He's pitched 20, his last 5 starts. He's pitched 24, almost 25 innings against them, gave up 26 hits and 11 runs. He's walked 13 guys and struck out 17. So that's not a very good ratio. So his guys are going to get on base. And the number 2 offense in all of baseball currently is the Los Angeles Angels. Number 1 offense is the Dodgers. So then you sit there and you go, holy cow. What do these numbers look like? What do the lines look like? And you can get first 5 plus a half a run, first 5 plus a half a run on the Angels at plus 100. I mean, to me, that's a good number. And the reason it's a good number is because they got Michael Lorenzen on the mound today. I don't like Michael Lorenzen. I don't like Michael Lorenzen. And he pitched a great game the last time out. Does that mean he's going to pitch a bad game today? Maybe. But the Houston Astros are on the bad bet, don't bet on team because of their offense. They're not hitting the ball at all. That's a team that went up to Seattle and split the series up there. Didn't play well going into that series. And you know, their guys aren't hitting. So, you know, Yordan Alvarez not in that lineup changes that team around a lot. So I like the idea here that the Angels can play a pretty competitive game against the Astros to start with, and now you're telling me you get Michael Lorenzen on the mound, who Houston has never seen, and if they've not seen him, obviously in the first time through, maybe the first 3 innings anyway, the Angels have a chance to put some runs on the board against the Astros, and then the Astros will have to try to battle back to get it to a point where they can cover that first 5 games. So I like the idea that the Astros are here. How you doing, Mr. Bagwell and David there? Thanks for jumping on. So I like the idea here that we're talking about the Angels in good strategy. And the only other game that I kind of looked at here, and I haven't selected any plays. I haven't written anything up, but that San Diego number is really big. And Lodolo I don't like that well. And it's not that I don't like him that well as much as I don't like Cincinnati's offense right now with the guys being hurt. I mean, when you don't play Jonathan India and you don't play Nick, whatever his name is, in center field, Senzel, you don't play those guys, you're in bad shape because the guys you do have just don't match up. And now you're going to go play in San Diego. San Diego is going to be a basically all-star game team, and you're going to go play that team. So Manaea on the mound, he's had 2 great starts. Should we expect a 3rd great start? I don't think so, but this is still an offense that can't capitalize on that. So I think that you're going to find that the San Diego offense has the ability to capitalize against Lodolo. So I do like that Atlanta play today against Kershaw, though.
All right. I talked about the baseball, gave everyone the quick eye test. I'm going to scroll down and see if we have any pucks. I will tell you right now, when we were on an amazing run about 2.5 weeks ago in the pucks, very, very cooled down. We cannot catch a break on any shootouts, any overtimes. We've been on the wrong side yesterday with the Preds to close out a parlay that would have paid almost 6-1 there. Quick look here. Calgary obviously overpriced. Colorado, who's playing great hockey right now, against Washington. 9:05 start. Shop around. I think that gets over the 6.5 number. Vegas must win. Anyone that wants to dive in there is going to pay a premium. I assume you would dive into the regulation or the puck line there. Also, keep an eye on the first period over. It has been pretty steep on that, but New Jersey first period overs have been coming in like clockwork. So keep an eye on the first period over there. New Jersey and Vegas. Can't play Carolina, obviously. Ottawa, Kraken, who cares? Dallas, Vancouver. Dallas, a short favorite. Vancouver playing a lot better. I would technically lean the home team, Vancouver there. Throughout the day, you're going to get a lot of insight on my timeline, on Scotty's timeline. If you want to get the behind the scenes look with me and Scott, you can DM us and get on board to our Discord channel. If we get enough people, maybe then we could we might be able to work some magic there. Wink wink. It is $10 a month, but if you give us a good reason why you didn't come on board before midnight last night, like the dog ate your phone or I didn't hear about it, we might be able to slip you in the back door. I'm just saying, I might be feeling a little froggy. Shout out to David Coolish, my man. How you doing today? And Mr. Bagwell, he's on the Nerfy train today. The Nerfs, no runs first inning. I guess you're either a Yerfy or a Nerfy, and we can thank our buddy Trent, who has started an army of Nerfies and Yerfies. Mr. Bagwell likes the Nerfy today in the first inning. Thank everyone. Big show today, Scott, of people watching live, and we can't thank them enough. I'm going to go for this again today. I'm 0-2 on this, but I'm going to go to the well one more time. Why? I don't know why, because I guess I'm feeling nice today. And let's see if we can break the streak of 0-2. Let me see if I can find it. All right, guys. ECSI's freebie on Marathon Monday, Patriots Day. And I'm going to follow Scott's lead. When me and Scott are on the same side of a game last year, I think we were around 82%. So I'm going to tiptoe to La La Land. This gives you guys plenty of time. Rotation number 911, 912. The Atlanta Braves at the Dodgers. Now, Noah versus Kershaw. We've been very, very successful this year on first fives, and I'm trying to figure this one out in my head. I think the price of actually, you could probably get both sides here. You can dive into this one or two ways. I was going to lean Noah and Atlanta first five plus the half run. So that means obviously a tie, we win. If Atlanta is winning, we win. This year in the plus half runs, we are undefeated here at ECSI. And you know what? I'm going to stick to that one. Atlanta plus the half run. Noah, list Noah versus Kershaw, your ECSI freebie of the day. Closing thoughts, Scott.
It's Monday, man. It's Monday after a nice weekend. Things back settled aligned. If you got out of line over the weekend or whatever, if you had a great weekend, holy crap! I hope you celebrated. And I think that we don't do that enough. I think that if you go out to battle and you win these fights, celebrate those wins, man. Whatever you do, this is something that isn't the most easy thing, and it takes a lot of skill and a lot of I don't even want to necessarily say anything more than perseverance, because there's ups and there's downs, and as you do this stuff, the truth of the matter is you're gonna lose, but you're also gonna win, and when you win, by God, make sure that you celebrate those wins, because they need to mean something, and if they don't mean that much, then you need to be doing something else to get your blood flowing.
For myself here at ECSI, it's a new day, it's a new week, it's a new beginning. When my feet hit the ground, that means we have another opportunity. We got 24 hours to make a difference. And that's what our plan is today. And for everyone coming off a losing week and they wake up today and they see there's action at 11 a.m. with the Red Sox and they see this full board, the thought process is how we are wired is, I got to get back what I lost. No. That doesn't work that way, because if you follow the trend, next thing you know, on Wednesday, you're going to be chasing again, and you don't want to be doing that. So how you start the week sets up the rest of your week. So I like to call it the spaghetti strainer. Me and Scott went through a ton of games today. We got a lot of hours left to solidify that work today. We'll be sifting, we'll be adding, we'll be subtracting. It's like a 7-course meal that never ends. Add a little this, add a little this, take away this, and whatever happens, happens. For myself and the VIP team, family members, this will get delivered to your cell phone and your email for just $2 a day. I've talked about that. If you want to join that, just go to our website, www.eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. Hit the plans and the pricing. Scroll down to the bottom. You'll see email special, $59.99 a month, delivered to your cell phone and your email. Secondly, any of the newbies watching and listening today, do us a favor. Just run on over to the YouTube channel at East Coast Sports Investors. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Smash the like button. Tell your friend, tell a neighbor. And also, anyone on Twitch, go to East Coast Sports Investors. Follow us. We got some big breaking news. I talked to my man, Mr. Kiefer, earlier before we started the show. We will be going live real soon. Scott added a little segment yesterday, if you weren't watching or listening, on how to bet the Sunday games. Our goal is to get on there, do some live streaming, talk about in-game wagering, when to fire, when not to fire, and some big stuff here brewing here. So again, new start, new week, new beginning. Don't run to the window and start pounding nerf fees, your fees, and all those other good things, just trying to get ahead of the game. It usually doesn't end well. With all that said, if you are wagering today, please do it responsibly. If you have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number available. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest. From Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB. We wish everyone a blessed day. Enjoy the games. Have some fun. Best of luck to all the runners at Boston and the wheelchair contestants. Let's all have a day. See you soon.